Welcome to Blood in the Snow Radio, where we give you the latest news and interviews with the best in Canadian genre cinema. Here are your hosts, Robert Bellamy and Festival Director Kelly Michael Stewart.
Bits Radio is back on the air. I am co-host Rob Bellamy.
And I'm Kelly Michael Stewart.
Yes, and we are here with a filmmaker for Strangers.
Yes, a young man trapped in a basement with a stranger must survive as an otherworldly creatures prowl the streets outside.
That kind of sums it up. I'll get you to introduce yourself and your role in the project.
Hello, my name is Andrew G. Cooper. I'm the writer, director, and one of the producers for the Strangers short film.
Excellent. That was fun.
Oh, cool.
This. Yes. Yeah. Was there a lot of work that went into the, I guess, aliens, we'll call them?
Yes, so much work. Yeah, I mean, we had a development process where we did some sketching, concept art. It went through some iterations there. We prototyped materials for the puppet, painting, like physical textures and all that. And then there was a pretty substantial like build process. Yeah, the puppets, it was huge. Like it was 9 feet tall when it stood up. Like nose to tail tip, it was probably like 15 feet long. We had 6 actor puppeteers working on this thing because it has 6 legs, and the head was animatronic and the mandibles moved on animatronic. So it was a big, fun undertaking.
And you have a background in puppetry as well.
Yeah. So I love this is why basically I wanted to make the short because I wanted to make a scary puppet. But
right.
Yeah, I'm one of the puppeteers on Fraggle Rock, the new reboot Back to the Rock that films in Calgary. And I met some cool puppeteers from Calgary, and we were all working in Calgary, and I thought, oh, why aren't we doing our own thing? So I just got some people together. Some of the other puppeteers designed it. Some of them came on to do the actual puppeteering, and we just made a scary horror puppet short.
I bet you weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I was not.
I knew that, and you didn't, so I was going to throw that in there.
Surprise.
That was nicely done. But it's cool to see puppeteers, like, they're expanding.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine, Frank Mishkulet.
Oh, yeah, who works on Fraggle Rock. Yeah, exactly. That's where I met him.
But he told me, he goes, I just did some scenes from Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? Where is there puppeteering in Fargo? And he goes, I can't tell you. But I watched the show and saw it. But it's cool how that's expanding so far out now. It's not just kids shows.
Yeah, and I think there's starting to be a sort of a push back towards practical effects and back towards the tangible and the physical, sort of in the wake of like CGI has been taking over for a couple decades now, but now AI is starting to creep up. And I think some people want to have things that are real, and some people want to go back to kind of handmade filmmaking. So it's a great time to be a puppeteer, actually. It really is.
Because you can get that hybrid of CGI and puppeteering.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have the puppets doing the main work, and then they just kind of CG the
edges. Yeah. I mean, even on Fraggle Rock, they remove the rods. They have rods attached to the hands so you can move the hands around. They just take those out with VFX. They just erase them. So we did that sort of thing with our Strangers puppet. They had these rods attached to the feet and whatever, and we would just take those out in VFX in post.
And that was the one cool part I liked, is when it was coming down that stairs.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite shot.
You see the hand push on the wall.
Yeah.
Because when I was first watching it and it's all the doorway stuff, I thought, okay, maybe that's CGI. It looks real, but maybe that's CGI. But when you see that one scene, it's like, no, that's a practical effect.
Yeah, that shot, as I just said, is my favorite. But we found that on the day. One of the actors had to go and get makeup done for like getting all bloodied up and stuff. So we had 30 minutes, and I was thinking, okay, we have to do something with this time. So I just grabbed one of the legs. That shot specifically didn't have the body. We just detached 2 legs and took the head off, basically. So it was just around the corner. The limbs come out, and one presses against the wall, one presses against the guy who's collapsed down there, and then the monster looks down and clicks its mandibles. That was the animatronic remote. But yeah, those kind of things sometimes you just find on set, and that's what I love about filmmaking, is these discoveries happen in the moment, and you capture it, and then that works so perfectly.
Because that was the scene for me that lended all the credibility to the film. That made it real.
Yeah,
just
great. I'm so glad it worked. Yeah, and sometimes, and this is one of the things about puppetry. One, I think with actors, there's something real for them to play with. Some actors are very imaginative and can conjure real emotions. I don't know if they're looking at a tennis ball, but most of the actors that I work with, they want something to play with, whether it's another human or whether it's a puppet. So that helps them. And then, the physicality of the space, that, you can move things with a puppet. You can touch things with a puppet. it grounds it in reality.
So the story started around the puppet?
Yeah, I mean, the idea started around the puppet. I was like, oh, we had done Muppets, and I had actually produced a proof of concept for a children's series, like a fantasy adventure series, also with puppets. So I did want to do something more genre, kind of horror related. And then I had this idea in the back of my mind for a long time. Originally, it was going to be a play based on a chapter from The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, which is like two people trapped in a basement, and the monsters are out there, but we don't really see them. So I thought, okay, well, this is the perfect fusion. I already want to do a monster short. I have this other idea. So those kind of things fuse together, and that's kind of where Strangers came from.
Was there a challenge getting the actors for this, or were they part of your crew?
No, I did a casting call. One of the actors I knew beforehand, the guy who played the character's name is just a stranger, the older actor. He and I had worked in theater before. He submitted an audition tape like everyone else, and I liked him the best. And then the young male lead, Wyatt, his name is Tristan McLean, and we just put a call out. His agent submitted him, and I just thought he was so compelling on camera and worked out really well. And now we're actually developing this short into a feature film, and Tristan's still involved in it. And yeah, it's growing and changing, and it's this much bigger project now. We're redesigning the creature and the puppet. But yeah, sometimes you just find the right people for the right project.
Yeah, and to expand on that, so as well as your film playing in our Monsters and Martians sci-fi program this year, you were also in our horror development lab that just wrapped up yesterday.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so fun. Thank you so much for having me. It was really great. It helped me. Like, part of the lab is we have to pitch. We have a 5-minute pitch, but we also just talk to a lot of people about our project. Just talking about it so frequently has helped sort of like crystallize it in my mind. Like, oh, this is what works. And the really helpful thing was talking to, we did like one-on-ones with 12 different industry people yesterday. It just helped talking over and over. I could see, when do people lean in? When do people perk up? When do people kind of glaze over a bit? So I go, okay, that's what's working in my pitch. That's what's working in my story. I'm going to go rewrite another draft of the script and sort of flesh those elements out a little bit. So even that alone, on top of everything else the lab offered, was extremely helpful.
Mm-hmm. Great.
That's how you knew about the puppet stuff.
Yeah, we've been hanging out for the last 3 days with the development lab.
Actually, I think we met at. Did I see you at Frontiers?
Yeah, that's actually Kelly and I met
in
the bar at Frontiers.
So actually, it was back in the summer. Actually,
okay.
Yeah,
and it blew my mind.
We mentioned that. That's right.
Yeah.
Out in Montreal.
So you did mention, because usually one of my questions I love to ask is if it's going to be a bigger universe. You are working on a feature for this.
Oh, yeah. I'm on draft 6 of the script. We're about to start draft 7. We're doing concept art for the new creature. I've got a workshop with actors next week, and we're planning on shooting in the fall of 2026. So if everything goes well, we will have a feature hopefully for 2027 for this film.
Excellent. Same basic story idea.
Yep. Yes. As I said, it's really evolved and gone in a new, bigger direction. 10 minutes, 15 minutes is very different than 95 minutes. But yeah, the basic idea is still people are trapped with strangers and there is an alien threat outside that creates a lot of tension. And yeah, I'm just kind of fascinated. Like, I love monsters, but I think the interpersonal dynamics, the tension and the humanity of people in extreme circumstances is really fascinating to me. So that part is still integral, even for the feature film version.
Now, knowing about the stair scene and how you threw it together and it's like perfect, is there anything you're anxious for now for a feature that you'll be able to do?
Well, we're just trying to do much more. We're trying to make it much bigger. So yeah, I'm kind of a planner. We're storyboarding right now on some of the ideas I have to think like, oh yes, right, that's the thing we did in the stairs. So what else can we do? We're going to do some previs. I'm hoping to do a puppet workshop where we like build a prototype and we get it on camera in January. And part of it is, I've got some anxiety of like, how are we going to pull these off? But part of it is I also just love experimenting and playing. This is why I love workshopping and storyboarding. We go, okay, here's the thing. How do we do this? Or what if we try that? And like working with collaborators, getting the DOP in there. I love just trying things. That's where I think some of the magic is just discovering it on the day, in the moment.
Well, like you said, that's how you found that staircase.
Yeah.
Just an accident.
Yeah, so we're just going to do a lot of that between now and next September when we shoot for real.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Part
this
of
was
not
great.
only Blood in the Snow, but being on Bits Radio.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to see what comes up this feature. I'm excited now. Thanks.
Join us next time for Blood in the Snow Radio. Bits Radio is a production of Three Evil Cats Productions in association with the Blood in the Snow Canadian Film Festival. For more information and to listen to other episodes, visit bloodinthesnow.ca and tweet us at BitsFilmFest. Music by Jan Gorman, produced and edited by Kelly Michael Stewart. I am Eduardo Correa